Alright. This is What If Deku Was Genji Part 2. Let's get it. Well, I mean, before I do that, so the reason why I haven't been recording, even though I just hit 9K, so I tried to start recording on my computer, right? And then my mom needed the computer for work. So I was like, but it's my computer. And she said, I'm gonna buy a computer, so when I buy it, I'll give it back to you. And I'm like, all right. And it's been a few weeks now, and she still has yet to buy the computer. So, yeah. Sucks. But, it's all right. I tried to wait as long as I could, but I felt like you guys needed a video, especially since I hit 9K. I would normally be more excited, but it's like 11. Honestly, it's not that late, but that just means that they might be awake, which means it's even worse for me. My nose isn't as runny. I hope it stays that way. And yeah, I have some what ifs planned. Might come out with some new what ifs, but for 9K, what I want to do is I'm gonna take like a little, before you yell at me, I'm gonna try to not upload for a little bit. Now, before you say anything, I want to record all of my what ifs, right? And then slowly release them all over the period of April, because my birthday is actually in April. So yeah, April 4th, please, wish me happy birthday, please. I want to record all my old what ifs, and I told myself that I should do this, and I should just record them all in like one sitting, which I want to do it, but like we just hit the 4th quarter of grades, you know what I mean? This is like the first day of the 4th quarter for me, and yeah, my parents have been on my ass. So, I'm just venting out my issues to you guys, because I hope you listen. If you don't, if you just skipped all the way to this point, that's fine, I get it. I'd skip too, not gonna lie. But either way, get me to 10K, please. There's a little like red thing. It's called subscribe. If you haven't hit it already, you should touch it. You should poke it. And then there's a little bell. It tells you when I upload, even if I don't upload too much. Yeah, so hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys later. Alright, so the way we're gonna start this off, last time we left off, Deku had just said fuck you to all of Class 1A, and said, yeah, no, I'm done with this shit now, because All Might doesn't know the difference between someone defending themselves and someone attacking another person. Let me sit up. Sitting up. Alright. Because All Might doesn't know the difference between someone defending themselves and someone attacking another person. Obviously this will piss Deku off, but he's actually kind of happy that All Might did that, because now he has an actual excuse to no longer be in Class 1A, and they accepted it. They're like, you know what, it's fine, and they even let May keep her scholarship, because it's a fucking cyborg. So they'd be done not to let her keep it. May's alright with it, Deku's alright with it. All Might kind of pissed, because, actually not All Might. Nezu is pissed at All Might because, they just lost a very, very, very promising student. But, it is what it is. But either way, he's still in the school, there's still a chance, and there's still stuff ahead. But, you're probably wondering, how will Deku be in the USJ? Obviously, like I said before, he's a merc, right? He's a mercenary. He's a hired hand, an assassin, if you will. So who is gonna freaking bring him there? Not UA. Obviously the villains. So Deku, he's chilling, right? And, May's also at home with him, working on like this little gadget to help Deku, go a little faster or something, I don't know. She's trying to make it to where he can dash twice. If any of you guys played Overwatch, you know the pain. But yeah, she's trying to make it to where he could dash twice in a short range of time. And, you know, she's actually trying to implement double jumps and trying to make his wall climbs faster. You know, basically just upgrades on Deku, which Deku is like, you know, you could just focus on making other shit than just upgrading me. And she's like, well, I mean, you're my best, you're like my perfect creation. I have to make sure that you're even better than you already are to make sure that you're safe in the future. You know, Deku's like, I mean, but you could make like other gadgets that would bring you farther. You don't have to just focus on me. And she's like, no, it's fine. And, you know, Deku's like, do you plan on making any other cyborg people like me? And then May's confused. You know, Deku's like, I mean, my combat ability is kind of like off the chains. And so is my mental ability, like all this shit. I'm literally like, in some ways, the perfect soldier. Except, you know, I have emotions, which you could remove if you really wanted to. You know, May's like, yeah, but, you know, I could also make you express your emotions more. And Deku's like, yeah, don't do that. You know, May's like, I might have bumped it up a little bit, some edge. Just so, you know, he's more talkative. Deku's slightly annoyed by this, but, you know, what can you do? May gets then a phone call. You know, it's the little, you know how like they be in TV shows where it'd be like, hey, like I don't even know how to say it. It sounds like a little mouse, and then they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, oh, okay, yeah, all right, bye. You know, May looks over at Deku. She's like, we got a mission. And, you know, basically Deku's like, all right, so what is it? She's like, we're going to see what it is. And, you know, Deku's like, we? She's like, yeah, we're going, both me and you. Deku's like, but why? And then, you know, basically May's like, listen, alright, you are a very important invention of mine, therefore I must watch out for you. And then Deku's like, but I'm stronger. She's like, either way, I need to watch out for you. And then make sure you don't do anything stupid and see what you're up to. Deku's like, alright, you know, he's kind of dreading this because of this, that means that he might not be able to see Toga by the end of the mission. Because if you know from last video, every time Deku finishes a mission, he visits Toga for a little while, you know, and then heads back. But, you know, if May's there, it would kind of interrupt the idea of just, you know, having alone time or just messing around or having fun with another friend of his. Which, you know, of course, May still doesn't know anything about Toga. And, yeah, this will prove to be a bad idea. Either way, you know, Deku, he's like, alright, it doesn't matter too much if you're there or not. Either way, I can watch out for you, like, as well. You know, May's like, you see, you get it. So now, Deku, he's heading there with May. They're walking over, you know, everybody still kind of gives him stares because no matter how much he covers it up, he still looks like a freaking cyborg. But, you know, it's kind of harder to see because he's wearing, like, a full hoodie and stuff. But, you know, he does get the occasional kid who's like, Mommy, look, and, you know, they don't really notice. But Deku, you know, he walks into the base, and, you know, Shigaraki's there, and he's like, who are you? And, you know, he remembers that he, you know, did the invasion, and they had files on, you know, the classes, and he's like, wait, aren't you in UA support class? And, you know, he's ready to fight. And Deku's in his disguise. I'm gonna say they changed somewhere. And Deku was basically, like, jumping from roof to roof while May was walking through the streets like a normal human being. So basically, Shigaraki tries to rush at May, and then, you know, Deku holds his blade his blade to his neck. You know, Shigaraki stops real quick. You know, Shigaraki realizes who this is. This is the infamous assassin, Genji. You know, as you know, I said that his assassin name was Genji, and his school name is Shimada. Young Shimada. That's what All Might calls him. But, you know, Deku doesn't like him too much, so basically, after that, everyone is, you know, basically, Kurogiri is like, alright, let's all calm down here. You know, Deku, he has, like, this little voice changer, of course, because why would he keep the same voice? He's like, she's with me. You know, Shigaraki gets it. He understands that he overstepped a boundary. Shigaraki's like, explain. She's like, yeah, I'm kind of like his creator. He's a robot. She basically says that he's a robot, which he's not, which pisses her off to say. But, Deku basically told her, you need to keep up a facade, like I'm not actually human. And, and Shirai's like, really? He's a robot? And he's like, yeah, I just gave him more, like, emotions than a normal robot. Shirai's like, oh, that's cool, And she's like, yeah, so now you know that I'm in the support course. So, she looks at him, she's like, don't fuck with the support course, and I don't send my killer robot ninja after you. Shigaraki and Kurogiri and everyone else in there realizes, like, hey, you know what, this girl's fucking scary. If Toga was there, then they would be reminded of Toga, but Toga's not there yet, or at all, really, because she's not gonna become a villain. Deku, he's like, alright, either way, let's just get this over with. Mei says, alright, I'll be going then. Or actually, she's like, I'll stick around. Deku's like, alright, just, if it takes a while, just go. And he's like, okay. So, and actually, no, she has to go to school. So she's like, yeah, I gotta go to school. I'll see you later. She walks away. And Deku's like, alright, well, gotta do this. So basically, Shigaraki's giving this whole speech. Nobody's really hyped. Nothing's like, oh, we will kill the symbol of peace. And people are kind of nervous. And Deku, after, Deku's talking to Kurogiri, like, so what's our goal? And then, basically, Kurogiri's like, our goal is to kill All Might. And then Deku's like, alright, what do you want me here for? And then, Kurogiri's like, to be honest with you, you're more of intimidation. And he's like, how much am I getting paid for this again? She's like, 1 million. Deku's like, so I just stand there and look intimidating for 1 mil? They're like, yeah, your name kind of holds some weight. And, that mask kind of become a big freaking threat to a lot of people. Deku's like, alright, that works for me. So, Deku, he's just chilling, waiting for them to go. And now we'll follow Class 1A. Class 1A, they're heading over to the USJ. Kirishima, since he's a nice boy, and everybody there is, like, being silent because no one likes each other, really. Other than maybe Bakugo and Azumi, which, Bakugo has a little bit of a crush. But, Azumi doesn't really feel the same way. And then, basically, Kirishima's like, hey, well, what's you guys' quirks, everybody starts telling their quirks. Kaminari's like, I use electricity. I can go up to 1 million volts. And then my drawback kicks in, which, he's embarrassed to talk about, especially since he's more prideful. Jiro tells hers, Momo tells hers, everyone just tells theirs. As I was hoping that they'll progress, but, he realizes that that's not about to happen when Bakugo gets up and he yells, either way, all of you guys have lame-ass quirks. My quirks, fucking awesome. He talks about how, his explosions are amazing, and he explains that he sweats nitroglycerin, and he can make sparks, which makes big-ass explosions. And, Azumi's like, chill out. Bakugo's like, what the hell, what do you mean, Azumi explains he to stop making a scene for no reason, Because, she knows that she feels like she's the best, especially since she has one for all. But she tries to, keep this, mellow attitude looking thing. Because the cyborg ninja that was in our class kind of impressed her. He was chill, mellow, he was pretty cool, She's like, wow, I should be more like that. He even stood up to her father, which, surprised her. So now, she's feeling something, but, oh, God, why do I do this to Deku? Poor Deku. Alright, so now we're gonna get into the USJ. They walk inside. They actually, Deku's like, we shouldn't attack them when they're right next to the door. And then, basically, Shigaraki's like, what do you mean? You're like, well, they're gonna be in the area far away from the door at one point. So why don't we wait until, they're more separated, in different areas dealing with saving one another during the exercise from what it seems. Because, he read the papers. And Shigaraki's like, you know what? That's kind of smart. So now they bide their time, they wait. And, basically they wait until they're on the other side of the USJ and there's no exits. We're gonna say for plot reasons, there's no emergency exits. There's only that one main exit, which is dumb and also unsafe, especially when one of the areas has fire. But, so then, Deku's like, now would be a good time since they're all on the other side. And, like, the only person who could probably get away is, like, Ida. And then even then, he'd have to get past all these guys. So, after that, Aizawa was like, alright, and that's about to be the wrap. Since, they basically went from, like, the front to the back with all the other areas. Kiyoshi was like, whoa, we even got fake villains. Everybody's kind of pumped now. And then, because, like, they started getting a little bit bored. Because, saving one another isn't really what they consider as fun. Beating up villains is what they came for. And Aizawa was like, no, those aren't, like, those aren't fake villains. Those are real. And, before anyone can say anything, Aizawa springs into action. He starts kicking ass and taking names. He's like in a starting, and then Deku's like, how many of them you think you can beat? He's like, because he's talking to Shigaraki. He's like, Shigaraki's like, I say that, he can't beat all of them. There's no freaking way. And then he's like, don't doubt Aizawa, he's a pretty respectable hero. Shigaraki's like, oh, you respect heroes now? Deku's like, I respect some. And, he's like, but aren't you a robot? He's like, remember when she said she had emotions? So, that's happening. Meanwhile, Shigaraki's, like, talking casually with Deku. So, Aizawa was picking up on this. So, unlike in canon where he thinks that Shigaraki's a man-child, he's actually more worried because of the fact that Shigaraki looks completely calm, even though Aizawa was kind of mollywopping his forces. And, Shigaraki's like, so do you want to take care of him? Do you want me to send the other thing to take care of him? He's like, either way, I don't really care. You paying me, I'll just do what I gotta do. Shigaraki's like, I'll send the Nomu, we can talk more. So, he tells Kurogiri, send out the Nomu. And Kurogiri does as, obliged. He sends out the Nomu, and, of course, just like in canon, the Nomu mollywops, Aizawa. And then, since Ida had to wait, like, longer in order to get away, because now he's actually gotten out, he's gonna take a little bit, and, Shigaraki's like, so, like, do we kill one of the kids? Like, what do you want to do? Deku's like, you're the boss, man, like, and, Deku looks around, he sees Izumi, he's like, actually, I heard that one of them is, like, one of their higher ones, so I'll fight that one. And I think last episode I said Bakugo was first. We'll say that just Bakugo was first out of pure luck. Because if Izumi has one for all, then she'd probably beat him. So, no, she wouldn't have a fire source. So, because she needs a source of fire in order to use her quirk. So, Deku's like, I'll fight that one, because they seem interesting. Shigaraki's like, you're gonna beat up a, little girl. And then, Deku looks over to Shigaraki like, listen, I may be a robot, but I am an advocate of gender equality, alright? The fact that you aren't willing to deck her straight in the nose is appalling. It's 2021. You should respect all. Shigaraki's like, he's like, I don't know how to respond to this. He's like, listen, man, like Deku, like, pats Shigaraki on the shoulder. He's like, listen, man, if you see a woman and she goes for a punch on you, Deku looks him dead in the eyes, right? Like, but he's wearing his mask, and Shigaraki looks at him. He's like, you punch her dead in her face, And Shigaraki's like, but like, what about, chivalry and their girls? He's like, alright, so you tell me, what if All Might, was a female, and, just saying, what if All Might was a woman? And, All Might went to throw a 100% smash at you. Do you not try to rebuttal with your own punch? Do you just take it because she's a woman? And then Shigaraki's like, I mean, no, I wouldn't just freaking take it. Of course, I try to fight back, but, All Might would be All Might, Like, yeah, so you're saying that because All Might is All Might. They're having this whole argument over whether or not it's okay to punch females back. Deku, he's not really the type to just be like, I'm a Deca chick in the schnoz. But, he's just saying this just so he has a valid excuse for going for Izumi. Basically, Shigaraki and Deku, they're still talking about this. While that happens, Izumi rushes over. She goes and she's about to kick Shigaraki in, the head. Basically, before that happens, she gets a jab right in her throat. And, she freaking falls back. And, she's like, what the hell? Deku's like, see that? I told you. Alright, listen. Gender equality, it's a real thing. It's 2021, man. Have some decency. Shigaraki's like, alright, fine. I'll say you win this argument for now. He's like, exactly. Alright, they want equal rights, we give equal rights. I'm either gonna get so much hate or a lot of people laughing for this. And just remember, this is a joke, alright? I do believe in equality, but I'm me personally, I wouldn't immediately go to fist fighting a female. But yeah, I'm not gonna dig myself in this hole. Alright, so basically, after that, Deku's like, I'm gonna go take care of the trash, Shigaraki's like, alright man, you do you. Basically, all of Class 1A is trying to get to Izumi to help her out, but the Nomu is kind of either kicking them back or actually, scaring the hell out of them, in Monetta's case. So, basically, Deku, he's, walking over to Izumi. Izumi's getting back up, she's like, you damn bastard, and, All Might, of course, since he loves Izumi, his daughter, he told her about full cowling off rip. Right? Why would he hide that from her? That would just be bad teacher vibes. So he tells Izumi, hey, put the, things about your body in percentages, and you'll be good. Izumi will say that, she probably got the quirk way early on, so she's probably been training with it for way longer than Deku and Kennen. So I'm gonna give her around, I'll say, Deku has 11 right now, but he was in middle school and he's been training his ass off, and Izumi's kind of cocky, so I'll give her, for all her time of having it, 20%, right? She throws a smash, and Deku dodges it. He's like, that seems like All Might's quirk, He kicks her, he's like, do you happen to know anything about All Might? And, basically, it's not really announced that All Might has a kid, because obviously, if everyone knew that All Might had a fucking kid, Izumi would be, target number one for villains, and also, get biased. So, she's like, I don't know what you mean. He's like, it doesn't matter, and then he knees her in the jaw. I forgot who freaking kneed who in the jaw. There was a character off this one. Oh, yeah, no, it was All Might. Yeah, All Might, when he kneed Bakugo in the jaw, it's that's how he did Izumi. Izumi hit a building. Deku basically runs over, he starts running on the wall, he kicks her back down, and, it's honestly it's bad, bro. At this point, he's, dashing, right? So he dashes to one area, hits her, dashes to the area that she's flying, hits her. Basically, he's playing, tennis with her. He's playing tennis by himself. And, Shigaraki's like, damn. I get that. He said inequality, but shit. He finally just lets her fall. She hits the floor. And then Deku just pulls out his katana. He's ready to finish this. And he's like, you know what? Before he freaking does, he has a moment of hesitation. He's like, no, this wouldn't be right. So he just I'll do this instead. He stabs her in the shoulder. Izumi, of course, yells out in freaking pain. And then All Might busts through the door. And then Deku looks over and, All Might sees this guy in a freaking demon mask and outfit like a ninja. And, looking dead at him while he has a sword through his daughter's, shoulder. So, as any father would be, All Might is pissed. Premiumly pissed. So, he immediately rushes at Deku, right? Shigaraki could basically see this coming since, All Might just busted. So, the Nomu jumps in the way. And, while that happens, Deku kicks, Izumi back to class 1A. He's like, she's not weak enough to where I'd put her down like a sad dog, but she's not strong enough to where I'd say she's worth my time of killing. So, he walks off. Deku, basically class 1A is shook as Mineta says he put me down just because I'm too weak. That's how he feels. And then finally, he walks back to Shigaraki. He's like, what kind of quirks does that thing have? Because he did say that there was multiple quirks on it. Shigaraki's like, it has shock absorption and regeneration. Deku's like, wait, just shock absorption? And then, Shigaraki's like, yeah, just shock absorption, what do you mean? Deku's like, yeah, you're not winning this, Shigaraki confused. He's like, listen, alright, if maybe you added shock absorption and nullification to the point where, like, it absorbs the shock and nullifies it, you'd probably kill All Might. But the thing is, absorption has a limit, and All Might right now, he's pretty pissed, so I'd say, yeah, he's getting weaker, but he's probably gonna beat that limit soon, and then eventually just, hurt you guys. Oh wait, my dumbass. Oh my god. Alright, so when I said Izumi was his daughter? Yeah, I've been watching a What If from another YouTuber who basically made it to where Deku had a sister and, Izumi was his daughter. My dumbass, I mixed up my What If with a whole different What Ifer. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I forgot. Yeah, Izumi has no relation with All Might other than having his quirk. I completely forgot. That was my bad. Not gonna lie. My bad, guys. Y'all were probably confused. Like, why? What? Izumi is All Might's daughter? No. Alright, yeah, no. All Might is not related in any way. He just cares about Izumi as his successor. He still did tell her about full cowling, all that stuff. Yeah, oh my god. I'm like, what the hell am I on? Like, it's 11, alright? Give me a break, guys. So, after that, All Might, he's still pissed. Not as pissed as I thought he would be before, but he's still pissed. So, he kicks the Nobu back and rushes at Deku, actually, because, Deku stabbed his successor to the shoulder. So, he throws a punch. Deku barely dodges it, but Deku's like, alright, so, because remember, Deku did see All Might deflate and knows about All Might's weakness. And then he's like, alright, so I should go right here. And, he throws a punch, and it's right at All Might's weak spot. And All Might immediately, steps back. It's like, ooh, why do you have to punch me there? That's what All Might's thinking. And Deku was like, alright. He just freaking he freaking jumps and then kicks All Might across the chin. And, this kind of discombobulates him a little bit. It kind of, rattles his brain up a little bit. And, before All Might can really get his bearings down, freaking the Nomu already comes and just freaking kicks him, straight through, 3 buildings. And, if you want to imagine how Deku kicked him, Vinland, the Vinland saga? I forgot what it was called. It's basically an anime about Vikings. This guy, Torbjorn, I think his name's Torbjorn? I don't remember. But he jumped up against this way bigger guy and kicked him dead in his chin. Yeah, so if you watch that anime, you'd get it. If you haven't, watch Vinland. It's actually, I'm pretty sure it's called Vinland Saga or something. It's an anime, and it's great, honestly. Fight scenes are beautiful. I love the ending. It's great, honestly. You guys will love it. Might do a What If Deku was a Viking. But no, I have a few other What Ifs planned. Deku also Shigaraki's like, what happened to All Might? He just stepped back. He's like, I just know weak points, I guess. No, Shigaraki's like, oh, All Might has weak points? Like, shoot, inform me. Deku's like, that'll cost you a bit more. And Shigaraki's like, that information is usable still. Alright, so like, how much we talking? He's like, this weakness will probably get you a win over All Might. Maybe, even kill him. Shigaraki's like, so how much you want? He's like, 10 mil. Shigaraki's like, 10 mil? He's like, think about this. This is how you can defeat All Might. Like, come on. 10 mil ain't nothing. Shigaraki's like, I gotta talk to my master about it. They're like, alright, that's cool. And, after that, Deku, he's watching the fight. He's like, yeah, we should probably get ready to get out of here. Shigaraki's confused, like, what you mean? Deku's like, yeah, All Might's about to turn this around. The nullification, the shock absorption is about to fail. Like, how do you know? He's like, you see how the Nomu, is, moving back more when he tanks hits? The nullification is wearing down and starting to, weaken. If the nullification gives out, then the Nomu's kind of fucked. Not the nullification, the freaking absorption gives out, then the Nomu's kind of fucked. Shigaraki's like, how long do you give us? He's like, 50 seconds, And then Shigaraki's like, what? Deku starts counting down. Freaking Kurogiri, he catches the message quick. So, he's getting as many allies as he can out of the battlefield. Because, they did pay them, and having them come back would actually be way more useful than just losing them all. Because that's kind of dumb how they just abandon everyone. And I feel like if Kurogiri and Shigaraki had the chance, they would probably save all of them. Just to use them later on. And probably abandon them later. Deku's like, and, he's like, alright, so you have 20 seconds now. Shigaraki's, Kurogiri's finally gotten all of the villains out of there. Even the ones who got, beat up pretty badly, got them out of there. And then, Deku's like, alright, now you got 10, 9, 8. Kurogiri teleports Shigaraki, and then he's like, alright, come on. And then, Deku says, I want to watch this real quick. And then 3, 2, and 1. And then All Might freaking punches the Nomu straight through the roof, just like he does in canon. And Deku's like, alright, let's get the hell out of here. And, basically, Deku is, backing through the portal like Dabi did and waving them off. He does flip off, a few of them. And he also waves them off. And he's like, alright. He falls to the portal. All Might rushes over, misses him. He's pissed. Everybody's pissed. School gets canceled, and Deku portals back, and he's chilling out for a little bit, but he plans on going to see Toga. And right as he's about to walk out the door, he sees Mei, which Mei is like, all right, I heard that you finished it up, so let's go. And Deku's like, he's thinking in his head, damn, I don't get to see Toga yet. Because he doesn't really feel like Mei really needs a reason to know about it. He's not trying to hide it from her. He just, he's like, his logic is, I wasn't hiding her from it, but, she just never asked. Which, that's the dumbest shit you could say. How much time has it been? Let's see, 33 minutes, yeah, this will be good. I'll probably record part 2 tomorrow, and then I'm gonna record a Nosuke tomorrow. And then, yeah. But like I said, I'm gonna probably record a Nosuke and then send it out to you guys as soon as possible. And then after that, I'm gonna just try to keep holding on to videos and then posting them later on, just so I can, make my schedule at least decent, you know what I mean? So yeah, Deku heads back, Mei does tell him about the sports festival, cause, that was warned to the support class. They're like, yeah, you better get your inventions ready. Deku's like, alright, so you better train up. She's like, no. You see, support class gets to bring support items that they created. And Deku's like, okay, and I don't get your point. She's like, think about it. Support items that we created. Deku's like, wait, you don't plan on? You're like, yep, Deku's like, oh, do I have to? You're like, yeah, of course, you're my freaking support item. Come on, man. Like, it's like, but I really would rather not. You know, I just got done with an incredibly hard mission. I just got finished fighting All Might. And she's like, wow. You know, she pulls out the cards that she has. She's like, wow, to think you were in an alleyway bleeding out. And I decided with my kind heart to save you, knowing that the ambulance would make it on time. And Deku's like, oh my. All right, May. I'll do it. You know, she's like, yay. You know, she gives him a hug, which, you know, Deku's a bit surprised about because May doesn't usually do this. I mean, she is very, you know, physical, but she's, you know, not like a connectional way. Usually, if she's ever, like, you know, on Deku a lot, it's usually to measure him up to get, like, you know, any parts that he needs. But, you know, this time she's actually giving him affectionate, like, physical contact, which, you know, Deku doesn't really know how to respond to, so he just pats her head. You know, and May kind of realizes what she's doing. You know, she backs off real quick. You know, she's like, sorry. They're like, yeah, doesn't matter. So, you know, he goes off to his room. May gets other tech, because, like, she's not going to just bring Deku. She gets other tech ready for the sports festival. And, yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this off. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If not, sorry. If you do, please hit that like button. It really helps more people see me. Yeah, and if you didn't like anything, just tell me. I plan on doing something, adding more into the ships than just May. It's not, because, you know, he's Genji, he's a cyborg. Cyborgs have stamina, basic stuff. And, you know, yeah. Now, I will see you all later.
Saucy, yeah, bitch, I do this often. My bitch is bad, she always in office. So I got the tags, I'm running my body. Can't see the pads, I'm living new fast. With 20 my dash, I'm up, but I lost him. He wanna brag, I emptied his bag and took what he had. Don't care what it cost him. Drippin', saucy, yeah, bitch, I do this often. My bitch is bad, she always in office. So I got the tags, I'm running my body. Can't see the pads, I'm living new fast. With 20 my dash, I'm up, but I lost him. He wanna brag, I emptied his bag and took what he had. Don't care what it cost him. Then he broke, he turned to a hoe. It seems before the shit is exhausting.